Let me now bring on board VK Sharma, represents HDFC Securities. VK, good morning. Always good to have you back on ET now. Do you think after last week's rough volatility, this week we could be in for some stability?
I think that looks like, because in the current week we have the settlement issue, and I think as things stand, there is a good likelihood that for the current week 4,800 levels could hold. I think some of the confidence also comes from the fact that while the currency made a new low, the Nifty did not. So that's some cause for celebration. We'll have to watch the currency though, because last week we had seen that the May 10 circular of RBI was doing all the work, all the hard work. So I think that has had its role to play. Now going forward, I think more steps would be required from the Reserve Bank of India to ensure that the rupee doesn't weaken further. If that happens, I think 4,800 will see through this settlement, and the hopes could rise for the next settlement.
Vicky, there's talk about, or rather question marks now raised after the petrol price hike as to when the diesel hike is going to be. Would you take a long-term bet, say about a 1 month or so, on any of the OMCs?
I think the OMCs, if they don't get their pricing right, the government does support them through the subsidy. So the OMCs do not have to really worry about it. I think some point of time, if you were to play this card that that ultimately this will happen, then BPCL is a stock that you could continue to hold, not because of the bonus that it is announced or because of the results which were good, but because of the fact that it has its oil business firmly in place. I think the assets that it has acquired over the years are going to have a role to play, and as and when it decides to hive off this business, I think it should really do at some point of time in the future. I think BPCL is a good bet, although HPCL and IOC are beaten down, but you would look at BPCL probably from the point of view of the upstream business, that the potential it holds.
Vicky, how much weight would you put behind Volta's numbers? Because Voltas on Friday appreciated by 12% plus. It saw short covering, then it saw fall of buying, and if I map the delivery-based patterns also for Voltas Friday, it went upon strong delivery-based buying as well.
I think going by the fact, the statistics that you have given both on the price front and also the heavy delivery front, all this points to probably one can say that a near-term bottom has been made for the stock, and one could see more buying coming in as the price progresses. I think this is a market that buys when a stock goes up. I think more buying can follow. So I think at this point of time, Voltas for me would be still a buy on dips market and not to be bought at the current levels.
Vicky, what do you make of the price action in State Bank of India? Just about every brokerage who had a sell on State Bank of India about a week ago, post numbers, they now are of the view that it's a good time to buy State Bank of India. It's cheap, B, the business is turning around, and C, the management commentary also was rather upbeat.
Yes, and also the management commentary is always important, so that lent a lot of credence to those numbers. What is important is, I think the capital